My name is Wendy Dixon. For 32 years, I was the invisible one in my family, the one who cooked every Thanksgiving, babysat my niece and nephew through every holiday, and did my sister Megan's taxes for free, all while being told I was just helping out. My parents, Harold and Patricia, valued image above all. My mother spent her days maintaining our family's perfect reputation, while my father, a retired bank branch manager, stayed content to let me fade into the background. Megan, 3 years my junior, married wealthy corporate attorney Derek Hartley and was treated like royalty. I got the street parking spot, the plain seat at the table, and a glittery, world's best, and apron every Christmas. 3 years ago, my 4-year relationship with Kevin ended when he told me, "You're always just there." Like furniture. That night, I bought a used Canon DSLR from a pawn shop with money I'd saved. I started photographing people society overlooked, elderly bus riders, overnight janitors, street vendors, and posted the series Invisible Women anonymously on Instagram. Over 3 years, I gained 12,000 followers, but never told my family. Only my Aunt Ruth, my mother's disappointing younger sister who ran a cafe and pottery studio in Carmel by the Sea, knew. She'd encouraged me from the start, even sending my work to Marcus Coleman, owner of Coastal Light Gallery in Monterey. 3 weeks ago, my parents threw a 40th wedding anniversary party for 30 guests. I arrived at 7 a.m. to handwrite 60 place cards, polish 40-year-old Waterford crystal, and prep the catered menu, all unpaid, as usual. By evening, I'd changed into a plain black dress and circulated with appetizers. One guest even asked if I worked for the caterer. My mother just brushed it off. "That's Wendy, my other daughter. She's helping out tonight." At 9 p.m., my father stood to announce a surprise. The family would fly to Maui's Four Seasons the next week for a second celebration. Megan squealed. I smiled, thinking for once I'd be included. Then I asked, "What time is our flight?" My father paused. "You don't need to know, Wendy. You're not going. Someone has to stay behind to watch Megan's kids." 30 guests went silent. I set down my plate, forced a smile, and said, "I understand." Later, Megan came to the kitchen to hand me a list of the kids' schedules. "You don't have a boyfriend or anything tying you down," she said. "Your schedule's flexible." That's when I realized they didn't see me as family. I was staff. And staff can resign. After the party, I used my mother's logged-in laptop to find an email thread between her and Megan. "Keep Wendy here to watch the kids. She doesn't have anything important to do anyway. It's like having free help. She should be grateful we give her something to do." Megan had replied, "Totally agree. She'll probably feel useful for once." It's kind of sad, honestly. I screenshotted it, emailed it to myself, then called Aunt Ruth. "I have a spare room above the cafe," she said. "The gallery's 20 minutes away. Come live with me." I packed 3 suitcases, left the world's best and apron behind, and drove 45 hours to California. I didn't look back. When I arrived, Ruth greeted me with "Welcome home." I worked the cafe's morning shift, then spent afternoons editing photos. 2 days later, I met Marcus Coleman at Coastal Light Gallery. He'd already reviewed my Invisible Women series. "You see people, Wendy. Really see them," he said. He offered me a solo exhibition, 15 pieces, opening in 6 weeks, with the gallery covering printing, framing, and marketing, and me keeping 60% of sales. I signed the contract with shaking hands. For the first time, my work and I had official value. While I prepped for the show, my family's Hawaii trip imploded. Without me, Megan and Derek couldn't get a single adult dinner. Oliver threw tantrums because no one remembered his sandcastle bucket. Sophie got an ear infection because no one had her pediatrician's number. My mother spent the trip complaining the staff wasn't attentive enough. They texted me daily for the kids' meds and schedules. I never replied. On opening night, 50 guests filled the gallery. My bus stop portrait of an elderly woman who'd waited 40 minutes for a late bus had already sold for $3,000 to Mrs. Peton, a prominent local collector. I was mid-conversation with a journalist from Carmel magazine when Megan and Derek walked in, sunburned from Hawaii. "Wendy, We've been so worried, Megan gushed, like we'd been separated for years. Then she leaned in. I'm pregnant with number 3. I need you to come home. Derek swamped. Mom's no help. I stepped into the center of the room, my voice clear. Megan, congratulations. But I won't be coming back to be your childcare. You can hire a nanny. Derek makes enough. This isn't a hobby. That piece just sold for $3,000. Tonight, I've sold 4 pieces totaling $8,000. My work has value. I have value. I won't throw that away to be free help. The room went silent, then applause broke out from Marcus, Ruth, Mrs. Peton, the other guests. Megan's face crumbled. 20 minutes later, my parents arrived. My mother, in her Burberry trench coat, snapped, "We need to talk. You disappeared when we needed you most." I pulled up the email screenshots on my phone and read them aloud. For the first time in my life, Patricia Dixon had no response. "You'll regret this," my mother hissed as she left. I shook my head. No, I really won't. By the end of the night, I'd sold 8 pieces totaling $14,000. Mrs. Peton commissioned a coastal landscape series. The Carmel magazine feature ran the next month, with my face on the cover under the headline "The Artist Who Learned to See Herself." Messages poured in from women who'd been the family helper, thanking me for giving them permission to choose themselves. Megan texted after her daughter Charlotte was born. I sent congratulations and a gift card, nothing more. My mother called once. I didn't answer. My father emailed 3 words, "Wendy, I'm proud of you." I kept that. Today, I live above the cafe, wake to the Pacific sunrise, and spend my afternoons in my studio. My second exhibition, Boundaries, opens next month, exploring where family obligation ends and self begins. I'm not rich, not famous, but I'm seen. The woman who used to hide behind a camera, waiting for permission to exist, is gone. In her place is someone who takes up space, says no when she means it, and builds a life on her own terms. Psychologists call what I went through parentification, when a child is forced into adult roles without recognition or reciprocity. But I've learned, setting boundaries isn't betrayal. It's survival. You can't pour from an empty cup, and the people who truly love you won't ask you to. This isn't revenge. It's freedom. And it's exactly what I deserve.